They are from Babul Mufa'ala. There are patterns in Arabic language. As I told you, it's a very mathematical language. The three-letter root, and from that, on different patterns, words are being coined. Mufa'ala, this is a wazn. When the words are in this pattern, two meanings are added. Number one, mubalagha. That in that action one is striving very hard, very hard, very hard. And number two, now this action, this fail, is bilateral. There are two groups pitched against each other in this action. The example will be very clear. Jihad, that is to strive for something. You are also striving, he is also striving, he is also striving, so there is a confrontation. Jihad pitched against jihad. Jihad confronting jihad. Jihad from this side, jihad from this side, coming against each other. This is jihad or mujahada. And you have to strive more and more and more. Because when you are striving unilaterally, you can be slow. But when there is opposition, either you win or you lose. Then you have to use all your energies, all your resources. Because now, either you win or you lose. So actually, in mufada you have two added meanings, mubalagha and muqabala. These two words are also on the same pattern, mujahada. Let me give you another example. Qatl. Qatl is a unilateral action. Somebody was going and somebody shot him. He was killed. This is unilateral action. But if there are two groups pitched against each other, they want to kill them and they want to kill them. Now it is muqatala or qital. So the difference between qatl being a unilateral phenomenon and qital or muqatala being a bilateral phenomenon. The same is the relationship between jihad and mujahada. And there are so many words, because most of us here, they know Urdu, and these words are used in Urdu, bahs, to argue. Mubahsa, there are two groups, two individuals. They are arguing against each other. He wants to prove his point and prove that the other point is false. And the other person is trying to prove his point. And he is trying to prove that this man, whatever he is saying, is false. This is mubahasa. So bahs is unilateral, mubahasa, it is bilateral. In the same way, shair, a poet is saying, poetry. Mushara. What is mushara? Poets gather together and they are competing. They want to show off, their expertise, and they have to see who has won that mushara. So these are few examples which make it amply clear that the basic three-letter root is jihad, and from jihad to jihad or mujahada, from qatl to qital or muqatala, from nafaq to nifaq and munafaqa. Actually, this is the subject of tomorrow's discussion. So I'll discuss it, inshallah, tomorrow. What is munafaqa and nifaq? Derived from nafaq. From shair, mushara. From bahs, mubasa. So, I think this should be sufficient for the literal meaning of the word jihad. Now I'm coming to the fourth point. Levels of jihad. Number one, and these levels we are going to discuss in general terms, just as I described the process and methodology of the revolution of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, first in general terms, not using the Quranic terminology or the Islamic terminology, in the same way, so that you have a deep understanding, a deep insight. And it will be better that we understand these things in generalized terms. First of all, every living being, every living creature, every living organism is making jihad all the time. This is called struggle for existence. There's competition. You have to support yourself. And there is going competition, struggle for existence, survival of the fittest. Every living organism is in jihad all the time. We call it jihad lil hayah, for life. Jihad lil baqa, struggle for existence. Only the dead things are not doing any jihad. Every living organism, it is all time, it is making jihad because there is competition. You have to compete to live. So it is juhud lil baqa or jihad lil baqa, jihad lil hayat, struggle for existence, struggle for life. Now, number 2. Every self-respecting human being, has to make jihad, irrespective of whether he is a Muslim or a non-Muslim. Every self-respecting human being makes jihad, number 1, for his rights. Jihad lil huquq, to get the rights from the usurpers, those who have usurped their rights, those who have made them slave, those who are exploiting them, those who are suppressing them, those who are depriving them of their rights. So you have to make jihad. This is jihad lil huquq. And the most important in this is jihad lil hurriya, struggle for freedom, struggle for self-rule, struggle for self-determination, struggle to get freedom. And this goes to, as jihad goes to qital, this also goes to qital, war of independence. Now these 2 levels of jihad are common to all human beings, whether they are Muslims or non-Muslims, whether they are believers or non-believers, whether they are religious or secular. But please note here, if a Muslim is making these 2 jihads, he is making jihad at the first or the second level, and he observes the rules of the Sharia in this jihad also. He resorts to only the halal means which are permissible according to the law of the Sharia, to the divine rule, and he refrains from the haram means, things which are not permitted. Now he will be rewarded for these 2 jihads also. The Prophet said, Al-Qasibu Habibullah. Whosoever is working hard, he is, working hard to earn his livelihood, to support himself and his family. Inna li nafsika alayka haqqan wa inna li zawjika alayka haqqan. Your body has rights over you, your nafs has rights over you, your wife has rights over you, your children have rights over you. If you are striving for existence, for maintaining yourself and your family, but for that you are not resorting to anything haram, you are observing the